Okay, now this is coin market cap. Let's go on the categories. Now, if you notice in the crypto space, their profits, like the flow of the profits, go with trends. What is trending at a time? If you can hear me, just indicate you can still hear me. If I continue. All right, let me continue. If you notice, the flow of profit in the crypto space flows from, different, like for example, last year, DeFi really reigned, NFTs now reigned, and now we are in the era of Web3, Metaverse, gaming, and all of that, which is the reason why if you're going to invest in anything, if you must invest in a metaverse, invest in infrastructure and not necessarily those tokens. Because right now there's so many metaverse tokens. So invest in what will I put it now? Metaverse systems that pay attention to the tech, or the let's take for example, you can look into projects that are building on near Phantom, Polygon, but even within those ones, if you pick a metaverse project, look at how much attention they're paying to the tech, and is it just what are they bringing to the table? Now, NFTs are finding utility in metaverse. Before now, I always wondered, how can I go and buy a digital art, and say I own a digital art? I understand the music part. I understand tickets. I understand books. Like you can use NFTs you can mint your music into 100 copies, and each one will be very unique. Each of those 100 copies will be unique, and anybody that buys them know they're buying a unique version of your music. But then what about pictures? Pictures, apart from the hype that goes around the ones that are associated with celebrities, how far would that run? And on some PDF, I can write a book and mint it into 1,000 places and say, okay, only 1,000 persons will have this my book in the whole world, and I can sell that 1,000 pieces, and they know that each of them are holding one unique part of my book. So, but the pictures part, I didn't really get it. But now in the metaverse and in gaming, NFTs have found utility in those things, because most games now, you need avatars. You need avatars to be able to upgrade, to be able to play these games. I was in the Decentraland. Let me show you this. Let me log into Decentraland now. I was in Decentraland. I'll show you before we finish this part. And it was really amazing. You choose your avatar. I logged in with my wallet. Choose your avatar, choose your name, and all of that, how you want to look. And then you're walking around in the metaverse, and you're interacting with real people, but interacting with the avatar version of them. They'll be in their house talking to you. You can hear them from your own house, and all of that. They're different parts. They're like a big world. Or if you go to Sandbox or Blocktopia, whereby different companies have acquired lands and different blocks that they want to develop much later. And Metaverse is really finding more even solutions for businesses. Like I found what we call, there are different kinds of realities. We have virtual reality, we have augmented reality, and we have extended reality. And each of them have solutions they are bringing. Like the one I really saw up and personal was extended reality, whereby a company is a B2B solution, whereby a company can recreate its company on the metaverse or inside the metaverse, and it's called extended reality. You're extending the reality what is in the real world into the metaverse, exactly the same thing. Not everybody there can go to work. Everybody go to work from their houses, but they'll hold meetings in the metaverse. So I don't have to leave my house to go for meeting. I go to meeting inside the metaverse. We have our tables, our halls, our products. We are talking, we are hearing ourselves and all of that. So that is extended reality. This metaverse thing is actually more real. That's why you have to look at utility a lot. That use case, is it already overflogged? Is it unique? What's the extra thing they're bringing out? What are the partnerships? Like, are they partnered with like real tech companies? For example, I think it was, which company just partnered with Dell? It should be VR, partner with Dell. That Vitera VR is a metaverse platform too. So let me just keep that aside. That'll be just for another day. Now these are different. Now some of these things will be very, very important in the Web3 world. Have you ever wondered why it's called Web3? Web 1 was libraries. Our parents had the experience of libraries, whereby to get information, to access information, to do your research, you have to go to libraries. You have to travel around the world. Maybe we don't have the book in Nigeria. You have to go to England because they have a particular unique dictionary or unique research material. You have to do all those travel just to make a research. That was Web 1. Web 2 now came in, brought in the internet, whereby, I can stay in my house and access information online. But that was very centralized. And if you didn't notice, we've been making these people richer. Let me use some of these social media platforms, for example. They are a platform. Without our content, these platforms will not exist. They're called content creation platforms. I stay in my house and then, they provided they provided value to you by providing a platform where you can simply have fun, meet your friends. They told you you're meeting your friends, you're creating new connections, you're meeting online and all of that. But the more you're doing that, the more they're getting enriched. There's no way to incentivize you for providing information, and they have access to all your data. So it's very centralized. As much as you say, I'm making friends on social media, I can host online meetings, webinars, live sessions, and all of that. There is no way to really, really monetize it. Just like right now, we can monetize Twitter. We can monetize Twitter now. We can monetize the Twitter spaces now. But what about other ones you can monetize? Which is where the blockchain came in. And Web3 is now becoming a thing because it's decentralized. And your presence on social media can be monetized. If you upload your content, because you are making, if your content is not on that website will be insignificant. If your video, for example, now, at least YouTube pays, you can monetize your YouTube. But there are so many platforms out there that you can't monetize, but your content is making it more better, enriching and all of that. So which is the essence of Web3. Decentralized, you can get incentivized, you can monetize it, you can do whatever you want with it, and then you can choose not to give away your data. Like so many, it's amazing. It will shock you how much of your information is out there, how much of your data is out there, and you can't even control it. But with Web3, you can control, you can have privacy, at the same time, get incentivized. It's privacy centered and it has the user in mind. So that's Web3. And then all of these are gaming and metaverse are all in the Web3, decentralized. So let's look at briefly run down, go through some, these are different ecosystems. Now, if each of these ecosystems have their this thing. Now, let's look at file sharing, for example. Okay, no, storage you pay, because Web3 is a thing, that's going to stay with us for a while. We're going to be having a broader, bigger versions of Web3. And those will get even much more better. We will need decentralized storage, which is why storage coins will do well when Metaverse becomes bigger. Then under let's look at Terra's ecosystem have been doing well. Let's look at content creation too. We also do well. We really, really do well in the Metaverse. Then we're looking at, I think, DAOs too will do well, because we're getting to that point whereby the vision of the blockchain is being achieved. That is more decentralization. So DAOs will do well. Like I said, these days that it seems like nothing is happening in the crypto space is when you should look out for undervalued gems. I mean, still affordable, good use case, solid team, solid project, and then you invest. Remember to invest what you can risk. Then we have Internet of Things will do well, IoT will do well. And then we have Near Protocol. Near Protocol, of course, Ethereum ecosystem, no matter how much this thing is, wow, their market cap, why is it $0? Interesting. And then now we have a lot of launch pads and all of that, but they've become so overflowed. Then Web3, of course, this is your Ogabata. Then Polkadot system, Ogabata. So if you're going to, before you invest any play to earn, is play to earn guilds could actually do well in the long term. But play to earn themselves, remember, people get tired of games easily, especially when a new game comes out. So guilds would actually do well in the sense that guilds are like gaming guilds. For example, we have GOG, Guild of Guidance, our own very Nigerian one, that's Gaming Guild. We have YGG, Youth Guild Games, and all of that. So what they do is that they aggregate games. They create opportunity for people that made those games to earn incentives, and then for people to come in and play the games. So they don't have the game of their own. They have several games. They partner with several games, so you can play the games in the guild. So because games are going to get, you know how you get tired of things sometimes. So people can get tired of a particular game and then move to the next one, which is why if you miss buying a game token during the hype, don't try to buy it later because they might never do well again. So oracles too. Then e-commerce in the Metaverse, we also do well. Then Polygon, so the Metaverse category. Then the roll-ups. These roll-ups is still 3 billion market cap, sorry. The virtual reality and augmented reality. So these are the categories. This is I highlighted. It's not as if they are the only ecosystem that could do well, but right now they are synced to, they are attached to the era that we are in, and that most likely that era will run through this year. And it's getting very personally now. I'm becoming more of a long-term person than a short-term profit person, because of the whole, if you're a short-term person, the market will really play with your emotions. But even if you're also a long-term person, you should also take your profits, because any profit that's in the market is not your own. Let's take it out. That's my advice in the anytime. always learn to take profits, no matter how good and promising that coin is. Take profit because one day it will become I used to see this coin in $5 and now it's $2 now. I wish I take my profit. So make sure you take a profit from your coins. So these are like, I've highlighted some areas, some blockchain ecosystems that if you look into, and there are also if you can set up your CoinList account. And it's CoinList account and set up a CoinList account, build your karma, and use that if you're looking for a way to buy coins before they get listed. CoinList is super legit. All their coins do well. So you participate in their sales, and then just build the account, CoinList or co. There's a karma, what builds your karma is what helps you to get priority. So many people know about CoinList. So it's sometimes really hard to get into sales, especially if you're not among the first 10,000 persons to get into that sale. And that's all for today. Okay, thank you for being in this class. Most likely we'll have another class by the end of this week or most likely next week. So I'm moving on to my basic class to teach them the basic. If you have any questions, you can drop it. I'll upload this video to the YouTube channel so you can have access to it. You can watch it again and then put together your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.